welcome back. My name is Mandy. I'm the Handmade Homeschooler, and today we're going to be going over my big Masterbooks lesson plan book slash binder slash keeper of the things. So I posted a picture on Instagram of this binder and you guys were asking what is in here and how did I make it. So let's go over a couple things first. This is just a standard 3-ring binder. I have these great plastic folder type tabs in them, and I made this on the front. I'm called the Handmade Homeschooler because I have a handmade business, and my handmade business happens to be a wall decal shop. So this is what I do. So I just made this really quick, slapped it on the front, and voila, it was done. So I like these high quality binders with the pockets in the front just because if I have some extra papers, I can stick them down in there. And yeah, that's about it. So this only took me about 15 minutes to make one afternoon, and I printed everything and took everything from the Masterbooks teacher guides. So grab all of your teacher guides and a cup of coffee and come join me, and I will give you a look inside of what is in my teacher binder for this year. Guys, so let's take a look inside of my brand new teacher binder that I made for Masterbooks this year. So this first folder here is just for attendance, so we're not even going to go over that. I use this first portion here just for my state records. So I have them all in one place, and I'm going to put the rest of this year's stuff in here after I get it printed out. So the second folder, I have a calendar where I can kind of highlight where I think I want to take a field trip, or where we have family coming. So it's kind of just like a year at a glance for me. So in here I have just really some more papers for me. So we have a reading log where I can write down books that I want to get my kids. I have a grade sheet just in case I need an extra one. Another year at a glance just with everything kind of written out. Field trip planners, and just some space for some extra notes. Now, I got all of these on Etsy several years ago, and I cannot even remember where I got them, but if I find it, I will put it down in the description. So now, here is the actual Masterbook stuff. So what I did was I copied on my laser printer the front part of the teacher book, or the teacher guide, and then I just hole punched it. So that way I know right away what book I'm looking at. And then in here, this is the actual daily schedule, the already done lesson plans right here for me. So I have the lesson plans torn out and put in here. And what I can do is I can put their grade, check that they've done it, and I can kind of highlight it off so we can keep track of where we are in that certain book. And then here is the answer guides for all of their worksheets and their tests right after it. And I found last year that this made my life so much easier. Just to have the test answers and stuff all in one place where I know where it's at and I'm not flipping through the main book constantly. So here is the same thing for America's Story. So here is the daily scheduled lesson plans. And then here is the answer sheets for the worksheets and the tests. And then here is the book that we are halfway through with my oldest, and that's World Story 1. So what I did with this, and you can kind of see these pink slips right here, this is kind of how I kept track in my binder because I actually did this at the end of the year. I found it was just easier if I just had a binder where we left off with the worksheets. So this is the answer part, and you can see where I kind of highlighted off all of the worksheets that he already did, where all the answers are. So what I did here was as soon as he finished one of his worksheets, we would go over the answers, and then I would highlight that portion off so I know that I turn to this page and find the one that's not marked off. So it would be this one right here is where we left off, 132. Now here, the second one is the review sheet answers, and I kind of just do the same thing with that. So, and I wrote on here review sheet answers just to keep myself organized. And I'm probably going to do the exact same thing with all of these. So here is Zoology, and it's the same exact thing. General Science 1, and I think that's my last one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make folders for my kids as well, so they have something just like this for everything else, and that will keep them organized. So I'm probably going to use the same type of dividers. I went ahead and I bought several more packs, and if you notice, these have a folder pocket right in the front, which came in really, really handy when I needed to keep their tests or something together and I hadn't filed it or something. So any loose papers like that, I could just keep them all organized and they weren't falling out of my binder everywhere. These are a little bit more, these dividers, but I found that they hold up a lot longer and they're a lot easier to kind of flip through, and they're not like the paper ones. So I actually like these a lot better. I'll link those down in the description as well. They're only a couple dollars more, but I find that especially with kids, they're not nearly as hard on them and they don't rip. So I hope that gives you guys a good idea of kind of how I organize my master book stuff, and gives you guys some ideas of how you want to organize your binders. And if you want to look inside my kids' binders, just let me know down in the comments, and when I get it done, I will make sure that I send you guys a video out that shows you how I organize their things to help keep them responsible and on track. So I hope you guys have a great day, and if you have any questions, let me know.